Soviets and Soviets of the Red Army, how y'all doing? This is Conulric.
And I'm Ringru, hello.
And we told you a couple days ago we'd be back on Shchedrin, and we are as good as our word. We are back on that beautiful little map. Rang, who is playing today, though?
Well, on the left-hand side, in blue, we have ourselves Shaun, playing as 25th Panzer Grenadier Division with a balanced income. And Protosszocker is on the right-hand side. He's playing the 1st Polish Rifle Division with a Maverick income.
Now, I have to admit, the 25th is always kind of fun to watch. If for no other reason than we get to see those SPWs. Those recon SPWs are amazing.
Yeah, I like seeing light tank or light armored car play a lot. Like if I was ever make a North Africa game, just seeing all the British armored cars in action would make my it'd make my
campaign
something very happy.
Oh, it would make your campaign very happy. Yes, yeah. I can imagine.
I'd have to start like setting up a tent, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I'm sure you'd be going for the Suez, if you know what I mean. Really hoping you can meet Alexandria one day, right?
Yeah.
But you know, one thing I've actually always kind of wondered is Shaun in fact from the People's Republic?
I'm gonna guess so. I've never actually asked. Shaun, if you watch this, please let us know. I'm going to assume.
And totally stoked that you watch our stuff. I mean, he's been a very active member in the community already.
Yeah.
Protoss, we know you watch our stuff. We appreciate it. You're a great guy.
Protoss.
As always, if you can't show some Protoss some love whenever you see him on the Discord or not, Protoss spends an awful lot of time putting together the various seasons and the tournaments and things like that. He's been a big part of that entire push. So,
yeah.
A little love for our man from Ire. But now, the first polls. This is not the first polls we see on the Western Front, of course. How is this going to work out between the 25th and those particular polls?
So the Poles are a spam army. They got lots of infantry to spam, and they got a lot of T-34 76s that they just want to throw in your direction. 25th Panzer Grenadier, not huge in terms of the Panzers, more in the Grenadier sense, so a few stugs here and there, some anti-tank weaponry, more, slower basic infantry division, so to speak, but a little bit in terms of a little bit of mobile armor.
Well, that's the question, isn't it? To see the mobile armor can stand up to the rather prodigious amounts of T-34s.
Mm-hmm.
And that rather ugly BA-10. Ugh.
Yeah, it's not exactly a pretty car. It looks really
dopey.
It looks like the Rolls-Royce armored car the British used in the First World War, but with a big anti-tank cannon.
Somehow less snazzy, yeah.
Yeah.
So the rather standard opening, except we are going to see some artillery pieces early on here. Actually, I always appreciate seeing those artillery pieces. A little bit less than the Soviets than I would have expected, but the Soviets, of course, going a little bit more infantry heavy. Germans, for their part, are bringing in an early flak 20mm, so that says one of two things. Either he expected an early opening from air power, or he's going to call in some air power of his own in the south.
It's definitely
Please.
An interesting call-in. I'm guessing he's going to use it for close-range infantry support, seeing how he's deploying it. 'Cause it's like the double 20mm. It's a 20mm half-track towing a 20mm flat gun. It's like 40mm of anti-air, anti-infantry support at that point. I think that's how it works.
Well, it's either 40mm or 20 squared. I'm not really sure which one it is. My mind's not on the math, but as of right now, the 233 up north is going to start to engage the Armada as well as the T-34, and one of them already. I mean, slight damaged, but good on you, chap, for trying to go and duel a tank with essentially a half-track.
Yeah, those short-barreled 75s at long range don't fare well against sloped armor.
No, not really.
No. But the far northern one's doing a little bit better, picking off some infantry as they run through the forest. So Shaun can nab this northern forest position, slap in an anti-tank gun or two, yeah, he should be able to hold the entire northern side easy peasy.
That's the idea, of course. Now, we did see actually an ME-410 make a bomb run on the town, so that the town, despite being engaged by things like Ersatz-Truppen, is still holding for now.
Yeah.
But, I'm not feeling too sanguine if I was Protoss there.
Yeah, it's not... The Ersatz-Truppen are definitely not going to be enough by themselves to take the town.
But that's why
yeah.
you bring in Peagrens, which actually we see a brace of those being brought on in as well, with another
Yeah,
2 squads of airsats.
That's exactly what he's going to need, because the Polish infantry here pretty scary. We got penal battalions, the Sapperies with flamethrowers, tank Disneykeys. These are some pretty solid infantry options, especially in a close quarters town fight.
I just keep going between the top of the map and the bottom of the map here, but yeah, I mean, the thing that kind of surprised me, I guess, with the polls initially here is that their division is, in fact, as beefy as it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't have a lot in terms of powerful equipment, like high-velocity guns or anything, but the infantry is damn good, and hey, this is you just spam and you get a lot, and also pretty decent artillery as well, thanks to the spam factor.
You know, when you said that, I was thinking, oh, where's the artillery? No real artillery at this point. It's all dead.
I mean, yeah, not really. We have some infantry support guns, but that's it.
True. Now, the T-33s pretty much overall have been either critted out or in some cases destroyed. We'll only see one of them that's actually kind of up and running. It's a guy all the way further up to the north.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much everyone else is either a pillbox or a torch.
Yeah, they're not as good as they were compared to SC-44 due to the longer range engagement that you usually have to encounter on average. And especially against a division with just a lot of medium tank spam. Those 233s just cannot kill anything past a light tank.
And sometimes not even that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I kind of wish sometimes that airsats trooping were much more like the Odzio Carnies. Those guys are just insane. If nothing else, the level of meat shield on them is just incredible.
Yeah, just can never really go wrong with a 20-man squad, even if they are disheartened.
Well, just the sheer amount of firepower and at all ranges.
Mm-hmm. And anti-tank as well. That's also a pretty big one.
Yes, it is. But I guess when you're the Poles, you don't have that many divisions to worry about in the first place, so 20-man squads are the way to go.
Yeah.
IL-2 to the north, going after that small concentration of a little bit less freaked out German troops. And I can't help but feel we'll probably see a pin. Yep.
It's funny, all that, high explosives only kills 2 guys. A little bit underwhelming, but the pin down does at least buy him a little bit of time.
Now, I might be wrong. I do not know what killed the tank down to the south. I can't imagine it was just grenades.
Maybe it's a 20 mil?
That's possible.
Yeah.
Because for me, I wouldn't be surprised. We do have a stroke moving into the north as well as a trip of airsats trooping. Airsats trooping are not going to be enough. You guys, you know my thoughts on this already. I loathe them. Even more than when before I found out what their name actually meant. So, what to be expected here? Well, shockingly enough, this Pak-38 Doorknocker he's killing an awful lot of riskies over here with these anti-tank guns.
Yeah, he's got them in a good position, overlooking the bridge down south and the one up north. And with the veterancy on him as well, especially if the northern one near the commander, that is a scary thing to go up against.
Yes, it certainly is.
Yeah. But I'm guessing that, Shaun right now is not doing too good in terms of territory and all of that. But my bet is that once you get into B and C phase for him, you probably have some more beefy units lined up, ready to take the front line.
Probably the case. And I just really kind of hope he's got some more high-quality infantry, shall we say?
Yeah, some Panzer Grenadiers, some Pioneers would be nice. More Panzer Grenadiers. But I understand why you take airsats trooping. It's because they're really card efficient for A phase. You just get a lot of them for a cheap price.
Yeah, but I feel like they don't really have a great role other than, hey, we're playing the 5149 game.
Yeah, that's really what you gotta do with them. You just use them to just slow down the enemy with meat shields and B phase hits. Boom, his Pioneers with grenades with your name on it. They're very thoughtful like that.
He seems to think he's got to bring those pioneers in sooner rather than later. Because we have four squads of air sets, and then 2 pioneers coming in behind that. And I
really want to secure that northern side.
Confess, I'm surprised there's been no real artillery play so far. I know a lot of guys wait until Phase B because of the limited availability, but
yeah. IR2 doing a bomb run down south, and if only it was 50-kilogram bombs, they are pretty pathetic. But it is a cheap plane now, so even if it does drop the bombs, you can still use it to strafe stuff. And an IR2 is a pretty good strafing plane.
Yes, it is. Now, we are 90 seconds away from Phase B. That's at that point when Protoss's economy really takes off. What should we expect out of him?
Just more spam.
Yeah.
They're one-trick pony. It's going to be so many T-34 76s and so many other Polish infantry, which I cannot pronounce.
Yeah, it's one of those things I constantly feel bad whenever I butcher one of their names.
Same.
Now, it is worth noting that I think Shaun has taken pretty much every single anti-air card that he can, almost. He feels like an A, because he's got, I think, the 4th or 5th iteration of the flak track with the 20 mil in the back.
Yeah, I think he probably just like 1 card of those 20 mils. Yeah, it is a pretty good card, because you also bring in the transport 20 mils, so you're pretty much getting 2 20 mils in 1 card.
True. That's why it's nice. It's always a good way for you to kind of go and do your, let's say military grocery shopping.
Yeah, it's like coupons.
BOGO. Buy one, get one, only slightly less shitty off.
Yeah, it's not much of a discount in that regard, but at least you save like space and you get reward points.
Now, the SU-57, that's just the mount on the back of the M3 half-track, right?
Yeah, it's just...
Just want to double-check that.
Yep.
I also get a kick out of the fact that whenever you see the armor on top, it's always weak. It's never really, like, strong. It's just...
Yeah, it's only recoil strong. You'd think they would have just went with open or closed, like with the previous game, but...
Or just numbers.
Yeah, something, but...
Well, we are going to have Battle of the Disheartened Folks up top. You can actually see we have 5 spots of air such trooping, and there's just... Again, it's so beautiful just to watch these tiny little firefights happen here. It's like watching lightning bugs.
Yeah, especially when you like zoom in, it gets... Like, once again, this game is a really goddamn good-looking game. It's just beautiful, especially when you zoom in and admire the carnage.
Yes, but at that point, people are going to have to take their headphones down a couple notches because there's so much weapons fire.
It's loud.
Yes, it is. War is hell, and a symphony. Oh, jeez. Okay, so the IL-2s continue to come back in after this anti-tank guns. I cannot help but wonder if eventually this is going to mean the death of an IL-2. He got his bombs off this time.
I don't know. Never mind, I do know, it is dead.
Just the amount of firepower that's coming out there, it's going to be nearly impossible for it to kind of be successful. Just more IL-2s being brought on in.
Yeah,
these are the 250 kilograms. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, do you like seeing a lot of air power being brought in, as usual? A lot of fun to see actual airplanes being used, some more efficiently in this northern side. Those airset trooping are not going to have a good time.
Now there's an ME-410 who's taken out a plane and finds himself going down as well.
Yeah.
Now, I suppose people out there would be right to ask, with all the air power we've seen recently, has there been a buff to air power, or has it just been, generals' decisions?
I think it's just general's decision. There's nothing really been all that crazy. I just think people starting to realize that if you manage to secure the air, you can really do a lot of damage. Even though it's not like having a bunch of tanks and infantry in the field, which are a constant factor. 1 good, 2 good strafing runs, bombing runs, anti-tank runs can just change the game entirely.
Certainly can. Just taking a quick look up to the top. Yeah, okay, so there's an IL-2 who very likely will go down. I guess I never really appreciated how slow the IL-2 was.
Yeah.
Unless wow. Sorry, go for it, sir.
Yeah, Protoss really needs to start maybe thinking about buying some more anti-air. It's got one M17 down south, but considering how Shaun is starting to ramp things up in terms of the inner power game, some more anti-aircraft guns would be a good choice.
That is true, but he was up quite consistently until the last couple of minutes here, so I guess I can't argue too much with him.
Yeah, Shaun is actually starting to push back. I mean, looking in the town now, we got a lot of guys in there. We got some fire support being brought in with the 2-3 runs and stuff as well. I think Shaun will be able to take his southern town unless Protosszocker rushes in stuff in ASAP.
He does have 2 artillery pieces being brought on in.
Holy crap, that's a lot of IG-18s. If you look to the
Southwest, yep.
That is, and they even got shrimmy cars.
All the Shimmerwagens, oh
map.
man.
That is a vehicle you do not see often anymore.
Well, because I really wish there'd be much more of an emphasis on any kind of amphibious warfare, but I do know how ridiculously difficult it would have been to attempt to utilize.
Yep. It was such a shame in SC-44. Yeah, the Omaha map didn't like really include the beach all that much.
Yes, yes. Or I have a historical scenario for that.
Mm-hmm. Where you had to like attack from the beach. I think it was not really.
I keep waiting for those artillery pieces to unload and start barraging this town. That's how Protoss gets back into the town.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way he gets back into that town. He's not going to do it from just sheer troop numbers, let's say.
Yeah, and yeah, he's got those 122s getting brought in. That's a lot of T-34s up north.
Yes, it is.
So he just has them very much in reserve. I don't know, maybe we're going to start moving them up sometime soon. Because he's kind of sitting there doing nothing at the moment, and he really needs to try and do something.
Well, for the moment, checking back into the north, we do have a T-34E that is the rock upon which this German push is breaking. Although we are going to see 5 squads coming on in. I guess one thing that's always bothered me about the 25th is their inherent lack of anti-tank in the infantry positions.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the classic problem with German infantry. Do you take the Panzer Grenadiers with or without Panzerfaust? Yes, they cost the same, but the availability with the Panzerfaust crypt runs is a big hindrance. Well, regular Panzer Grenadiers, without them, you can get a lot. So, I don't know, it can be a tough choice, honestly.
I don't know. I just feel like most divisions don't have enough AT to completely and totally disregard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even see like Panzer strikes being used a lot anymore, really, because they take up a rather important anti-tank slot, and usually you want to save the anti-tank slots for long-range anti-tank guns.
True.
Yeah, the town's going really well here for Shaun, as he is just mopping up. He killed an anti-aircraft piece. Protosszocker holding with the last infantry in said town, but I think he's a little bit outnumbered.
Outnumbered, yes, but never outfought. I think the major issue, though, is they're focusing so much on that Pack 36, Pack 38, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
To that kind of south central part of that town.
Yeah.
And there is an entire armored fist, though, that is forming up, as is a huge amount of infantry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Protosszocker is actually going to hold on to that town with just 8 dudes. That's very... that's pretty lucky on Protosszoker's part that Shaun isn't deciding to push any further in, because he was very close to getting that point. But now Protoss can bring in some much-needed reinforcements, some proper sapperies, more T-34s, and maybe Protoss can start counter-attacking through the southern town.
So, call the ball right now. Does this infantry push win? And if it does, what's the counter move?
I'm gonna say it's win. It's gonna win. The sapperies are much better equipped and trained compared to the Innocents. So I'm guessing if he does push through, Shaun's just gonna buy a bunch of infantry and try to halt said progress and maybe some fire support. So Shaun is definitely more focused on the middle and north at the moment, bringing in Stugs and other armored cars, or armored cars to blow things up with their cannons and autocannons.
Or at the very least, act as new targets.
Yeah, it's also true, because there's a lot of T-34s and a few anti-tank guns here from Protosszocker.
I guess one thing that is surprising me is the Stugs being deployed to that kind of same forested area. We did see Protoss kind of set himself up for a major push here. Was that what... Is that what Shaun's doing himself?
I'm guessing moving through his like middle arterial is usually not the best course of maneuver for this map, as the enemy side has, you know, a giant hill with trees that can host a lot of anti-tank guns. Usually this map, I think it would have been better to have the Stugs all the way at the far north and maybe try to push southeast a bit and try to capture the forest at that angle along the tip instead of trying to hit it broadside, where there's just a lot of area you have to fight over.
That does seem to be a potentially more value-added kind of principle here. We are going to see a couple of squads of Pioneers at the last second going into this town in the south. Those will match up really well with the Strotsky and the Sapirtsi.
Yeah, but Protoss has a lot of dudes in there now, and he also has the artillery. So I feel like Protoss has the advantage in this town fight still. And also the tanks. The tanks in there help out quite a lot, because there's not much anti-tank apart from an ME-410.
Well, tank, you mean now singular, but...
The other 410 is probably going to die. Yeah, he's very dead.
I think he was attempting to get back over his own anti-aircraft and fire, and that still might be enough to take out the Jack 1, but he's got his man. Oh, last second.
Oh.
Last second. Oh well, but in the meantime, we are going to see the Stugs. The Stugs are... One's wounded. Actually, whoa. Crew killed on one and transmission destroyed on the other one. So I don't know if that was necessarily a success from the Odzino colony or what. But,
I don't know either. But that's going to be great for Protoss.
Only issue is that Protoss has no territory. It's weird.
Yeah.
I feel like he's winning, but he doesn't have the territory to prove it.
Yeah, the thing is up north, Shaun has that northern hill and like pretty much locked down, and that's two easy flags, right? Yeah.
True.
For Shaun to hold on to, and Shaun is also, you know, he barely has that town flag in the southern side. Those two town flags, which are pretty big.
That is also true. But the armored thrust is coming through. They're shelling the Stugs. They're shelling the infantry with them. That's one down already, and the town fight, I guess the question has always been for me, from a distance, Sapirtsi or Pioneers?
Sapirtsi, they got semi-automatic rifles.
Sure.
Still using cars.
That's true. I was thinking about that, but you're absolutely right. One more ME-410. As brave as a hunting dog, they keep coming in, and just as you might expect, they just go down constantly.
Yeah, Protoss doing a fantastic job with the fighters, you know, killing those planes. Yes, he has been losing a lot of planes as well, but losing a fighter to kill a ground attack plane like that is always a rough trade in my book.
Yeah, it is certainly hard to hate that. Yeah, he is so committed to this. He's bringing the IL-2s to make ground runs against these Stugs just to stress it out.
There we go. God damn, that takes a lot of anti-air, but you gotta realize this is all just 20 mils, which is funny, because you always think, you know, just standalone 20 mils aren't that scary, but when you get a lot of them, they can be scary, especially when you get 4 of them on the back of one truck.
It's almost as scary as if you're a Stug that's had transmission damage and you can't go anywhere.
Sounds like a classic German problem. Poor transmissions.
and a funeral.
Yeah. Yeah, but I really like his pursuit from Protoss with T-34s, like his middle arterial, because if he manages to get to where the Stug is positioned right now, he can shoot south into the town a bit, but also Rayo's Stugs are the two-star sites a little bit further back. He can contest that area of the map as well.
But he's making a rather interesting decision to just do 2 tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Mono e mono is not the way to do this.
Yeah.
But he apparently is successful enough. He's gonna just probably get a quick kill here.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels so weird because I feel like Protoss has the momentum, so to speak, but Shaun is so locked down.
Yes.
Like his southern side, that town is a goddamn fortress with pioneers right now.
And at long last, the 410 doesn't immediately get like 3 kills coming through the first time.
Yeah. And is this one gonna die as well? I'm gonna say so. When you fly directly over anti-air, it's usually not beneficial to your health. Yeah.
I was this close to opening my mouth and being like, "Oh, I'm sure he'll get away," but I'm happy that I didn't actually commit that to the system.
Mm-hmm.
Now here is the make or break moment. If these T-34s can take out these approaching Strugs, then Protoss, I think, can pull this back.
Yeah, he has a lot of T-34s here. He also has anti-tank rifle troops, so there we go. 1 down. He can kill the other one, but the other Stug is not gonna commit to crashing over the hill just yet.
Of course not. He doesn't want to get hit by Hypershot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I have Battle of the Bulge on my brain right now. I don't know why. And the town fight is turning.
Oh boy.
That is turning. The Germans are getting pushed back. And with a fresh wave of... I'm not even going to pretend to guess this. We are going to see... Yes, sir. That part I was aware. It was more about the how to describe them.
Oh, yeah.
The Ogdamachiki wannabes.
Yes. Yes. I think that's actually the direct translation of that Polish name, so... That's a good one.
Well, I have heard that I have a talent for new languages here, but we actually got to see Protoss tap out. So what might have motivated that?
I feel like Protoss was getting a bit of momentum, yeah, but just not being able to fully secure the south or the north definitely was probably a little bit demoralizing. But I felt like he could have run that match, but at the same time, I also felt Shaun could have run that match as well. It was pretty close, like all in all. Like both sides really gave it their all.
That is certainly true. Like, I want to add something in there in just a second. If you take a look at losses, there's one Pack 38 who deserves the Iron Cross, the Oak Leaf clusters on it. I mean, like everything. Anything and everything he can get as a medal, he deserves.
Yeah.
But, yes, definitely could have gone both ways there. Shaun, I really do feel like, I thought he was on his heels, but I'm flummoxed, honestly. I'm very flummoxed. I'm conflicted about that match just now.
Same. I that's how I feel about it too. It was really close, but it didn't feel close, but it was close.
Yeah.
It's like this, the Schrunger's box of whether you're winning or losing. Which is sometimes how I feel when I play SD2. I feel like I'm losing, but then you win the match 5 minutes later because somehow you like get more territory in the enemy for some reason. I don't know how it works.
Well, the one thing I like to think about is that as long as more of their soldiers die than yours, you're generally in good shape.
Yes, that's how you win wars.
Make the other bastard die for his country.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I feel the burning urge to watch Patton. So, any final thoughts, sir?
I wouldn't want to be in a German plane around Shchedrin.
Yeah, that is 100% accurate, isn't it?
Yeah, same with the anti-aircraft fire.
But good lord. Well, with wisdom like that, I'm not sure I can even follow that up.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, as always, if you want to send a game to us, I know a couple of you have commented or sent messages to me. reach out to the Discord. Put it in Discord. We have an entire channel. If you're not sure how to do that, well, you go to your game root files, look in the Seal Division replays folder, and you're all set to go. If you need more help than that, feel free to reach out. We will try do our best to help you. But with that last bit in mind, until next time, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Angru. Take it easy.